Hey film fans! Welcome to CinePro. After some time, we see a woman running in a very dense forest with trees. Her body remains injured. It seems that someone is running after her and wants to kill her. Suddenly, a very huge man appears in front of her. He grabs her head with his hand and literally crushes it. He doesn't look like a normal human. This is the Monster Crusher. After that, he takes this girl's body to the house where he lives in the forest with Oswald. At that time, Oswald was watching television. We see the same girl that Crusher killed in a video recording of her being tortured. Oswald tells Crusher to take her out of the house. So Crusher takes her and starts cutting her up with the cleaver he has. Because from today, she will be his dinner. We understand then that they had kidnapped this girl from the road and were torturing her like they do with anyone they kidnap. But somehow she managed to escape from them. In return, they chased her, caught her, and killed her, literally dismembering her body. After that, we see a car with a gang of 4 people: Brian, Eric, Sarah, and her cousin Josh. While they're driving, Brian notices that the car is running out of gas. They stop at a gas station to refuel. Eric gets out to fill up the car, and Josh opens the door to get out as well. Brian asks him, "Where are you going?" Josh replies, "I'm going to the bathroom." Josh goes to the gas station bathroom, and behind it he sees a huge forest. He hesitates, wondering whether to run away or not. But his problem is that he can't just leave the kidnapped girl alone. At that moment, a sheriff appears and starts talking to a local resident, which makes Josh very nervous. He pulls out his gun just in case anything happens. Josh is also very worried that the sheriff might ask him questions. What makes them so nervous is that they have kidnapped the daughter of a very rich man, and they also stole the car to demand a large ransom from him. When Josh and Sarah come out of the rest area, the police ask them a few questions. Josh replies that they're heading to a nearby city called Spencerville, just to keep up the story, even though they really don't know where they're going. They're basically just wandering around. After they leave, Brian asks Sarah what the cop was talking to her about, thinking that Josh might have reported them. Sarah tells him that he just asked where they were going, where they came from, and if they needed any help. They give the cop a random town name that Josh read from a road sign to mislead him. Then Eric asks Brian, "Where exactly are we going?" Brian replies, "You'll know when we get there." Josh asks, "You think I'll call the police?" Suddenly, a huge deer appears on the road and they crash into it. When they wake up from the accident, the deer's antler is stuck in Brian's stomach, going all the way to his intestines. Eric, Josh, and Sarah get out of the car and start pulling the deer out of Brian's stomach. As they're pulling, the deer suddenly wakes up, and Brian pulls out his gun and shoots it in the head, killing it. Eric takes advantage of Brian's condition and asks him, "Tell me where are we going or I'll kill you." But Brian refuses and says, "I won't tell you anything. I know you're cheating with Sarah." Eric gets very upset and kills Brian. Sarah tells him that Brian knew where they were going. Eric tells her to forget it. Sarah asks what they should do now. Sarah searches Brian's pockets for anything useful and finds a number. But there's another problem. No one has a phone. Just then, a car appears on the road and a man gets out asking if they need help. Sarah tells him that their friend had an accident. They don't have a phone and don't know what to do. The man tells them they should call the police, but Eric quickly pulls a gun on him because they can't risk being exposed and they need his car. The man manages to escape, gets in his car and drives off, even though he's injured thanks to Josh. Eric yells at Josh, saying, "You just got us into even more trouble." Josh replies, "We agreed there would be no killing in the plan." Sarah says the plan has changed. Eric orders Josh to open the trunk and get the kidnapped girl out so they can move. Meanwhile, Oswald is watching them from a distance, and to him, they're now a big prize. We see the man they shot dying from heavy bleeding while driving away. As Josh, Eric, and Sarah are walking, Sarah asks what they're supposed to do now, wandering aimlessly. Eric says they'll look for another road to find a car and call the number they found, and then decide what to do. Oswald goes to Crusher and tells him they have guests, but Crusher is very upset about the death of the girl they kidnapped earlier because he was very attached to her. Oswald tells him he shouldn't be upset because that's not their way. Crusher takes his chains and goes after them to see what to do. On the other side, a police car stops on the road and an officer gets out to check a car parked on the side. He's shocked to find a dead man inside. He searches him to find out who he is and finds his wallet and some money. He takes the money and calls the police to investigate the case. Back to Eric, who is upset with Josh's behavior with the kidnapped girl, thinking he cares too much about her. Eric plans to kill Josh so the ransom will be split between just the two of them, but Sarah stops him and defends her cousin. He decides to kill both of them. Suddenly, a shot is fired at Eric. We discover that Oswald killed him from a distance with his rifle. Sarah, to save herself, tells Oswald, "He was our kidnapper and wanted to kill us." At that moment, Oswald says to him, "I know everything and I don't have time for this nonsense." He takes their gun and puts it in his pocket. Josh attacks him to take the rifle, so Oswald hits him on the head and tells him, "Don't try that again." He leaves the kidnapped girl alone in the forest, and Oswald takes Josh and heads to the scene of the incident they caused. On the other side, he goes back to his friend's gas station and reports the incident. At that moment, the kidnapped girl is moving through the forest, not knowing where to go. It turns out Oswald left her so that Crusher would take care of her. Crusher arrives and hits her very hard, knocking her unconscious. He carries her and takes her home. Oswald arrives at the place where she was hidden and informs the team that there are 4 criminals accused of kidnapping the daughter of a very rich man and that they are heading toward a village called Spinnersville, requesting their arrest. As for the kidnapped girl, she's now with Crusher, who has arrived home and puts her on the couch before leaving. But the girl wakes up and tries to escape, but she can't see anything because of the bag over her head. So she bumps into the fridge, falls to the ground, and loses consciousness. While the officer is driving down the road, he suddenly stops and finds a car parked. He goes to check it and finds that it matches the description given to his station. He also finds one of the kidnappers, Brian, dead. He reports to the station that the kidnapper is dead, and the other 3, along with the kidnapped girl, are missing. Now Oswald arrives home. Crusher and Josh go to see who put the deer head there. As soon as Josh puts down the deer head, Crusher hits his friend on the head and knocks him out. As for Sarah, she is sitting with Oswald and makes a deal with him, telling him that the girl they have is worth a lot of money, and if he lets her and her cousin go, she will tell him all the details of the plan and all the money will be his. He likes the idea and asks her, "Aren't you going to drink your juice?" She refuses to drink anything because she knows he might put something in it to make her lose consciousness or poison her. Oswald says, "We haven't introduced ourselves." She says, "You can call me Sarah." He says, "I'm Oswald." He shakes her hand and bangs her head on the table, making her bleed. He forces her to drink the juice at gunpoint. Then Oswald says, "The deal is off. I don't care about the money at all. All I care about is human flesh." Before she passes out, she grabs the rifle to kill him but finds the magazine is empty. Now Oswald goes to check on the kidnapped girl. He tells her, "You are very beautiful. Crusher will love you a lot." Crusher comes and takes her to lock her up in the warehouse, chaining her up until further notice. Meanwhile, the officer is following the blood trail to find out what happened. At the same time, Crusher hangs Sarah by chains, and Oswald comes with a camera to record what they will do to her. He has marked her body with lines showing where he will cut. Crusher ties Josh to a chair for his turn after his cousin. Oswald tells Sarah he usually cuts up his victims after killing them, but with her, he will cut her up piece by piece while she is alive so she can feel the pain. He asks her how it feels to be cut up while conscious. She asks what she did to deserve this. We understand that he is doing all this and recording it to send the footage to sick people who enjoy watching such things. After that, he goes to Josh, turns on the recorder and asks him, "What's the name of the girl you kidnapped?" Josh says she refused to tell him. "I don't know." Oswald pulls out his gun and points it at his head, telling him, "I asked Sarah, but she was busy making a deal with me. She wanted to sell you out and leave you in exchange for me killing you." Josh asks, "What did you do to her?" Oswald replies, "She wanted to leave you in exchange for me killing you." Josh asks again, "What did you do to her?" Oswald replies, "Don't worry about her, she's wandering around here in the forest." Crusher then brings a gag and puts it in Josh's mouth so he can't scream while being tortured. Oswald brings a knife and cuts off Josh mercilessly. After that, he cauterizes the wound so he doesn't bleed out and die. Very merciful, Oswald. At that time, the kidnapped girl tries to free herself and manages to cut the rope with the deer antler next to her. She unlocks the chain with some tools lying nearby and escapes. As she walks, she sees Sarah hanging like a slaughtered animal, but she keeps going and enters the house, where she finds Josh lying on the ground. She orders Oswald to untie Josh and let him go. She doesn't kill him because he is the only one who can get her out of the forest, and she forces him. He wears chains and walks in front of her. As soon as they take him out, he unties Josh from Sarah and puts her in her clothes. He moves her through the forest with Oswald to get her out of there. While they're walking, Oswald grabs Josh by the neck, strangles him, and kills him. At that moment, the girl can't shoot because she's too stressed, so Sarah grabs the gun from her and kills her. Sarah tells her she has to take the money. She looked funny and honestly, our smart girl. Or she orders her to wipe her tears or kill her. But the sheriff appears at the right time and shoots Sarah, finishing her off. The sheriff asks the girl, "So you're the one who was kidnapped? Where's the gang?" She replies, "I'm the one who was kidnapped, and my name is Ash. The rest of the gang is dead. Please, take me home." He tells her he wants to do his job and investigate the murders that happened. He says, "Come with me and show me where those people are." When they go to the house of the Aki, the cannibals, Ash is very scared to go back again, because she's not sure if the bullet hit Crusher and killed him or not. And indeed, when they enter the house, Crusher isn't in his place, which means he's still alive and didn't die. So there's a huge danger. The sheriff tells Ash to wait here for a bit, so she sits on the chair and he goes to check if she's lying to him or telling the truth. While he's inspecting the place, Crusher comes from behind and literally spreads his arms out. Then he starts cutting the sheriff's whole body with a cleaver. Ash sees this and is very terrified, tries to break the handcuffs, gets Josh's blood from the floor, slips her hands out, grabs the knife, and escapes. As she's leaving, she's surprised to see Oswald isn't dead yet. He's in front of her with the gun. He shoots at her, but the bullet doesn't hit, so she quickly throws the knife into his head. He dies. Crusher hears them and comes to catch her, but Ash shoots the last bullet in the gun at him to slow him down, and she manages to escape from him. She reloads the gun as she walks. While she's running, Crusher, who still hasn't died, but Ash runs away from him as fast as she can. Finally, she finds the police in front of her on the road. Crusher is exhausted from running. As soon as the police arrive, Crusher gives up and goes back to the house. And that's it. The movie ends there. The police take Ash and bring her home. The next day, the police go to the forest to catch Crusher, but he had already planned and didn't stay in the house. We don't know where did he go. That means there's going to be a third part. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, make sure to subscribe for more awesome content.